STRAWHATS here, welcome back to Nerd Side of the Moon. So today, finally, BLITZ Battle Monster Tree has been announced on Global, and I'm making this video to prepare you guys for the hardest difficulty, which is Luffy. It's going to be time skip Luffy, the boss, and I have here everything prepared, the time zones, when we're going to have off stamina and all of that, and we're going to go into it in a while. First thing I want to say though is, I've been off for a while. I'll be back on Monday on Twitch for streams, so see you there. I hope you're going to be there. That's going to be awesome. And the second thing, I'm going to have timestamps in the description here, or also in the comments, I don't know, or also popping up on the video. I'll have to see what I can do with edits so that you can skip to the part you want, because I'm going to make every single team possible I could think of personally, because I'm going to go through every single class possible that I can make teams for. And so as an example, you need fighter. Okay, you're gonna have a timestamp here with fighter and stuff like that. So if I made these timestamps, this is the moment when they should pop up on video. Also, this is the first time I do something like this. Sorry for the quality or some minor problems that could be there in the video, but as usual, I'm gonna try to be as entertaining as possible while showing some info to you guys. So first thing you want to know, skill up is gonna be for GMT plus 1 people. So if you are in Italy, Spain, Germany, Switzerland, and some other places. But anyway, I'm gonna put also some extra times in the description and stuff, or also in the video again, because I have a lot of room to edit stuff. So right now I'm looking like a retard, but there's the info on the screen already. So for me, it's gonna be January 9, starting at 9 a.m. and it's gonna end January 14th at 9 a.m. again. So it's gonna be 5 exact days of skill up. And why is this important information? Well, because it's the time where we can prepare. So yeah, that's pretty important. I thought it was a good idea to include this in the video. Now, health stamina times, again, these are for GMT plus 1. You can find the Pacific Standard Time times in the game event news event, and also I'm gonna put times for Australia. So these should be the 3 biggest key times that I could think of. Anyway, it's going to be from January 12th to January 14th, and we're going to have pretty much gaps of 6 hours between the 5-6 hours between the actual half stamina times, and these half stamina times are going to last for 3 hours, but they're going to be for all 3 events. And this is, in my opinion, the most important part of the thing, because last time we only had half stamina for one specific event, as an example Akainu, Kizaru, or Aokiji. Well, this time we're gonna have 3 hours of half stamina for all of them, which is awesome in my opinion, even though the times are not that good for people in Europe. As an example, the first day is gonna be from 11 p.m. to 2 a.m. okay, the second day is gonna be from 7 a.m. to 10 a.m. and the last day is gonna be from 6 a.m. to 9 a.m. at 8:59, which is also the time when the event ends, and we're gonna know the results and all of that. But that's much better, because last time it ended during the night. It was like, I don't know, 2 a.m., 3 a.m., something like that. I don't even remember, but I stayed up and I streamed for that. And so I went to sleep, and I woke up and we had the pools already, but we had received them like 1 hour, 1.5 hours later. So this means that once I'm done with the last half stamina, I can still be on stream, and we will be waiting for the pool mails together. Hopefully they're gonna be there. Now, another very important information that you can find everywhere already, I think this is spread. This is the information that has spread as fast as possible, is that it's not possible anymore to reach rank 1 for multiple people. This means that we cannot do the 400 wins thing again. Pretty much the first one that will reach rank 1, or anyway the highest amount of points, it's gonna be the one to receive the first guy prizes. Also, here's a list of boost units. I should put it somewhere on the screen right now. I don't know. It's a pretty good chunk of units. Mostly should be like the STRAWHATS enemies and stuff, but also random guys that make no sense. Well, Vivi was an enemy for a point, but for a while. But anyway, here's a list of boost units, which are pretty interesting. They gave me the chance to do some cool things with the teams, but not too much. And here I'll give you a quick overview of the 50 stamina Luffy, what it does. And I wrote down to myself the key things that we get from the Luffy stage, because that's the one I'm going to focus on, the most important one. And also, first I want to tell you the legends that are featured in the Luffy stage. Another very important thing that we need to mention is that this time you don't just get a chance to pull a random legend from the whole pool of legends, but here you get very specific legend chances from every event. They divided the legends in 3 tiers, depending on which event you rank in what position. The best one is Ultimate tier, because I have no legends in the Ultimate tier, which tells you a lot about my character box. And, well, I'm gonna name all of them because they're so awesome. It's Legend Kizaru, one of my wet dreams. Legend Blackbeard, pretty awesome. God Usopp, I mean, I don't have anything extra to say about that. Inuarashi, pretty freaking juicy. Akainu. Legend TS Zoro, this is one of those that, well, I mean, I would be happy to get TS Zoro right now, but I don't think I would be as happy as before we knew about the 6+, because now that I know that 6+ in Mihawk hits harder, I don't want to say it's just better, but it hits harder. Well, I don't know. I'll just use Mihawk, I guess, anyway, as a leader. And I don't think I'm going to use him as a sub as much as I would like, anyway. Then there's Shirahoshi. Oh, God. What an awesome legend. Eneru, pretty good too. Eneru and Magellan are the 2 ones that I would be happy to get, because, well, they're just new and stuff. But I don't know if I would use them that much, because they have their own unique mechanics. But they're definitely fun to use. And then, one thing that is unique to the Ultimate tier, there are 4 legends that are specifically noted as having low rates. Like, these legends have lower rates to be pulled than the other ones. So this is bad from a side, like if you're hunting those legends specifically, that's definitely bad for you. But it is better on the other side, because this means that if you're gonna pull from the Ultimate tier, you know that you have a very high chance to get the other legends, and if you're really interested in one of those, your chances got even better. I don't know, whatever. Okay, I was saying this too, but we'll see how it works out in the end. So the 4 low rates legends are Visual Lucci, pretty recent, not too recent, but pretty recent, so I can see why. Nekomamushi, okay, makes sense too. Bichu Boa, it's kinda, well, not old, but the oldest of the 4, if I'm not mistaken. And then Legend Sanji, who has been just released, so I mean, it makes sense. But yeah, I don't know why they wanted to go with this low rate thing, but maybe it's gonna turn out for the best. Even though I really wanted Nekomamushi out of these 4, Nekomamushi is definitely my most wanted one. Okay, these are the legends you can pull, and also there's Chopperman missions. Obviously, they're gonna give us the special Tashigi, and also a lot of gems like last time. We don't know them yet, but last time ones were the same as what JP got, and so yeah, it pretty much, this event kind of self-sustains itself. It's like, through Chopperman missions is gonna give you enough gems so you can keep on doing the grind and not going too deep in with your gems. On the other one, I ended up wasting just 5 to 10 of my own gems, so that was pretty good. Okay, now the Luffy fight. Let's go to where I wrote. Okay, stage 1 and stage 2 are pretty straightforward. Stage 1 is gonna have just 6 fodder units. It's gonna be random color and stuff, and they have a cooldown between 1 to 3, but there's no preemptive. So here you can stall 3 turns if you need to stall, and obviously you want to go for a very fast team. Obviously, like 10 turns, 12 turns you want to clear, and these 3 turns here can be very key, can help you a lot. Stage 2 has 3 giants with a cooldown between 1 to 2, 2 turtles with a cooldown between 2 and 3, and the HP of these 2 turtles, one is a teen turtle and one is an elder turtle. The teen turtle has 6 HP, and the other one has 12. So you can get extra or 3 turns from these turtles, plus the other 2 turns you're gonna get from the giants. Obviously, by taking hits from the turtles, which is pretty awesome. And extra, there's a Dex giant here, the girl giant that is Dex, that is gonna despair your captain preemptively, but I don't know for how many turns, because you are gonna go into this stage with level 3 anti-despair always. Like, there's no chance, like no scenario where you want to go in this without level 3 anti-despair. But anyway, yeah, you get despaired here. So there's an extra turn for your specials that you're not even going to stall for. Now, stage 3 can be straightforward and have some random fathers, or have Jinbei. Now, I'm not going to overview the fathers one because it's pretty straightforward, but the Jinbei one is the one you want to know the info for. So, Jinbei is going to do a preemptive, so another extra turn, and it's going to shuffle the orbs of your right units into badly matching orbs. This can bother you a lot, and if you take him below 50% of his HP, he will see your specials for 2 turns. So it's not a rewind, it's a seal. It's going to silence your specials pretty much, and he's going to buff himself with 3 turns of resilience. So it means you cannot kill him with normal attacks. You would have to throw a special at him or whatever. And he has an HP pool of 700k to 800k, 700 to 800,000 HP pretty much. So let's say 750. So whether you one-shot him in 1 turn, which is pretty hard, or you go 2 turns at him, but the first turn you don't take him under 50%, or it's going to be very, very, very annoying. The good thing is he's a rare encounter, so it's not guaranteed for you to have him. You don't have to make your team around him specifically, but it would be good if your team is ready in case you find Jinbei. Stage 4 can have 2 variations. It's gonna be, one is gonna have Frankie and with 5 fathers, and one is gonna have Chopper with 3 fathers. Let's look at Frankie first. He's gonna preemptively put a 99 delay protector, so you cannot delay him. He's gonna raise his own attack for 5 turns, but it's gonna buff your own team too for 1 turn. I don't know the buff specifically, but it's pretty high. In fact, with a very decent team and like a good match, like some matching orb in a good place, you can one-shot him. He has a 800k HP, and the father has around 70k, so you could potentially one-shot him. But again, this is pretty this whole stage can bother you a lot if you don't have luck overall and stuff like that. The other variation of stage 4 is the one with Master Chopper with 3 fathers, and he's gonna preemptively despair your captain for 3 turns. That's the reason why you want anti-despair for 3 turns. And he has 500k HP, so that's it. He's gonna only despair you. So Chopper is definitely the one you want to encounter, because he has less HP, but he's not gonna buff your team. But he also has less fodder, so you can throw more attacks at him. Now onto stage 5, time skip Luffy. You have Luffy with 1 Kung Fu Dugong, and Luffy's gonna have this very weird pattern of things that's very annoying to work around. So he preemptively puts 2 turns orbs heal, so you cannot use your orbs for 2 turns. 5 turn defense buff. You're going to give your team 3 turns of paralysis. It's going to rewind your special, not silence them, rewind your specials for 2 turns. And he has 2.8 million HP. He will keep rewinding your specials by 1 every 2 turns. So, as soon as the 2 turns have passed for the special rewind of yours, you are going to get him rewinded again. So you'll have to stall an extra turn. Then you can attack, and then they're going to be rewinded again and stuff like this. So you definitely want to take the chance after the first rewind. You definitely want to go at him. He is going to deal 100k damage if you take him at 20% or lower. And is going to revive after you kill him with just 55k health, so not much at all. And doesn't have any extra defense or whatever. But it's going to deal you 20k damage that you cannot avoid unless you have some damage reducer and stuff. So when you revive him, boom, you have 20k damage to factor in the whole calculations, your team. And he normal attacks you for 7k 560. Then the Kung Fu Dugong, in case you forgot about it, has 50k HP. And when you kill him, it summons 4 mini Kung Fu Dugongs with 50 HP. So they have pretty high defense, but not too high. Like, you can break it pretty easily. But on average, like with the teams we're gonna look at, I take care of Luffy and the Dugongs with an AoE damage specials. So yeah. So this was it for the overview of Luffy. Now we're gonna go in and check what you're gonna need when you wanna prepare, when you wanna team build. So what you always need in every team, you're gonna need anti-despair socket level 3 always. You saw why, Master Chopper. Then a 2-3 turns paralysis remover. Actually, 1 turn is necessary also for a different kind of strategy. And this is the annoying part, pretty unique part. Someone that has a sailor ability that for at least one turn rewinds its own special and as a one turn cooldown reduction special for the whole team or the whole crew. What does this mean? As an example, unit, I'm gonna pick Haruta, Int Haruta Rare Recruit, the one that gives you an extra drop as a lead. A special that deals some intelligent damage to everyone, changes zone orb to intelligent, which is good too for this event, and reduces the cooldown of every slasher unit by one turn. If I'm not mistaken, just slashers, maybe another, even Cerebral. It could be slashers and Cerebral, I'm not sure right now. But anyway, and that's the part of the special. You want a unit that does that special, but the hardest part is going to be finding a unit that does that special, but also a silver ability that resists special rewind for at least one turn. Now you have a turn of paralysis and everyone lacking one turn to use their specials except Haruta. You use Haruta, everyone is ready to use their specials too. You use the paralysis remover and you can burst. You can kill Luffy. That's the whole point of the strategy. Or you go in where if you have a better paralysis remover, when you have 3 turns of paralysis, 2 turns of special rewind, except Haruta. Haruta has only 1 turn of special rewind. So a turn passes, you cannot avoid this. Okay, now you have 2 turns of paralysis and 0 turns of special rewind. Luffy a 1 turn cooldown, the Dugong 1 turn cooldown, and Haruta ready to be used. You're gonna use Haruta, everyone can use their specials again, and then you use your paralysis remover. If it's good enough, it's gonna take away the 2 turns of paralysis, and you can go in and burst already without even taking the 7k hits from Luffy. So these are the 2 strategies I'm working around. The last strategy is pretty much taking 2 hits from Luffy, and that's it. Making everything go away, and using that single turn without special rewind that you get to kill him down, and that's factoring in 15k from Luffy only, and then the Dugong damage that I didn't even factor in because you're never going to take it with my teams. What helps a run, but is not necessary? Well, obviously cooldown reduction sockets, level 2. You always want them. Any sort of cooldown reduction special. As an example, your team is already done. You already have your paralysis remover and sailor ability and special that reduce cooldown. Okay, already. Okay, you already have enough damage. You have 1 free slot. Another unit that can reduce your cooldown is very, very good for the speed runs. As an example, Kinemon, Rishop, Korasan, etc. And then the last one, an AoE damage dealer could be good too. There's plenty of units that have that built in. As an example, a damage reducer that has damage dealing too. There's plenty of those. And also, what you want to bring with your team, if your team doesn't have a large HP pool, is at least a 50% damage reducer, because you have to factor in the 20k damage from Luffy when he revives. Now, I sorted everything by class, but I'm gonna start with a class that's Slasher, just because that's the team I'm gonna go with, and I have all the strategy planned out since 2 months ago, so that's the easiest one. Okay, so Slashers. With Slashers, you have 2 options only for the sailor and special. That's how I list them. With the graphics on video, I'm pretty sure you guys are understanding much better with what I'm saying right now. So the only free-to-play option you have is Quick Wild Zoro, which is free-to-play, but not really. That's what I wrote, like, for real. Because he's gonna cost you 10k rate points. If you don't have them, that's very awful. And I really hope you guys have in Haruta, because that's the only other option you have for a slasher team if you don't want to take hits from Luffy. But if you have doubled Zoro, this should not be very bad for you. Now with Paralysis Remover, free to play, again, there's only 1 unit, and the hopeful thing is it's another Zoro. It's the Zoro that we received from the first BLITZ event, Zoro Rain-Soaked Samurai. It's going to remove the paralysis for 2 turns, reduce the paralysis, remove paralysis, it's the same thing. So that's very bad. As an example, if you want to stay completely free to play, you can't, because you would have to put in both Quick Zoro and Psy Zoro, and you can simply not do that. And as rare recruits, there's pretty awful units. As an example, there is Intelligent Dagama, which has 5 turns of paralysis removal, but that's it. Like, it's not going to do anything extra that helps you. Intelligent Legend Rayleigh Again, actually the 6+ only, because he's the only one that gets Slasher. He has 7 turns removal, but it's not gonna help you in any other way. And another one is Quick Anniversary Brook that has only 1 turn of removal. And this one is the first strategy that I told you guys. Like, you have to wait an extra, like you have to actually take a hit to go with this, if you have any Brook. Luckily for me, I have Haruta and Side Zoro, and that's the strategy I'm gonna use. And also, I'll show you guys right now some example teams in the graphics. So, for Slasher teams, I went with 3 different options that are not very different, well, because you saw how hard it is to make one. So the first one I'm going to show you has double Mihawk, Intelligent Mihawk, Legend Doffy, Side Zoro, Int Haruta, and Color Shiryu. So it is as free-to-play friendly as possible, but even then, I do realize it's not that free-to-play friendly. You can definitely go with Dex or Quick Mihawk as your own captain. And if you have another paralysis remover like Dagama or Rayleigh, you can change Haruta for the other free-to-play Zoro, and that's it. There's literally no free-to-play combo for this. Also, another thing you can change is Dex Doffy. You can change him for Ambush Cavendish or In Doffy, because they're both boosted units for the event, just like Mihawk. And also, you can change Color Shiryu for any damage reducer, a slasher damage reducer like Inazuma, Color Margaret, whatever. Like there's some. But Shiryu is very good because he's special. He's gonna help us kill the Dugong with Luffy. Now I'll tell you how the strategy goes. So you go in, you get 3 turns of paralysis, 2 turns of special rewind. You let 1 turn pass, then use Haruta, use Zoro. You have 3 matching orbs. Then you use you actually have 4 matching orbs. You have 1 on Haruta too because of his special. You use Doffy. You change the orb from Haruta to your Mihawk, and then, well, you let it go. You do normal stuff. So you have 4 matching orbs guaranteed, thanks to Zoro's special too. Then you use Shiryu. So you kill the Dugong, and also have damage reduction. I think for 2 or 3 turns. I don't even remember. 50% of damage reduction. So the 20k from Luffy is not gonna scare you at all. You go in, you burst. You're gonna do much more damage than what's depicted right there against quick teams, because Doffy is boosted and the 2 Mihawks are boosted too. You're gonna do crazy damage. You're gonna surpass 3 million. And also, I didn't even put in the cotton candy that I have on Shiryu, Doffy, and the 2 Mihawks. So you kill them down. Luffy revives, does 10k only, because Shiryu, the Dugong summons 4 Dugongs. You use a Mihawk, even the friend Mihawk, and you kill. That's it. That's the whole strategy. That's why you can also use a Dex Mihawk captain, which would work even better if only the friend system was better, meaning that you're gonna have another time finding Mihawk friends if you use a Dex Mihawk. That's the only reason why. A Dex Mihawk works even better because he's Dex. That's the whole point of the thing. Okay. Now, the second team is pretty much the same strategy, but you can use a friend Legend Zoro or your own Legend Zoro and a friend Mihawk. That's the same exact thing. That's why I put it there. The calculator shows it to have much more damage because, well, you're going to have the 2 times attack boost from Zoro, and also Zoro being a Dex on a quick. But Zoro is not boosted for the event, so he's not going to have the faster cooldown that the 2 Mihawks have. So just put that in, factor that in, and also the 1.5 stats boost. And also, this last team has the other variation, which can also be the 2 Mihawks leader, but the subs are Rayleigh and the Quick Zoro. So if you have Quick Zoro, another paralysis remover, it's pretty much the same strategy. Again, the same pattern. You have pretty much the same damage too. So just proving to you guys this Slasher works. Slashers is pretty awesome for this, and it's the one I'm gonna go with. Now let's move on. We have Fighter, and Fighter has a very, very awful situation. The only special sailor and special cooldown reducer is Psy-Rare Violet. That's the only unit that we have on Global that does that. And I think also on JP there's not much else that you can use. I don't remember right now. Now, the paralysis remover, though, the game is pretty good. Also for the free play, you have 4-Nate Strength Beppo, and I hope you guys farmed him, really. Because I don't think many of you did, since, well, you most probably could have used him to socket one of your Beppo, the quick one, the strength one, whatever. So You maybe didn't max him, but I really hope you did, because he starts at 17 turns if I'm not mistaken, so you definitely want to take him down to at least 15 to make your run much faster. And Psy 19 from the 490 means it's the one from the Word Pirates, the one from the special episode of Luffy, and she has a 2 turns paralysis remover, so that's enough, 2 or 3 turns. As rare recruit, there is the limited Halloween Caliphate for 3 turns, Dex Daruma, which is awesome, an awesome unit, and Intelligent Legend Rayleigh again, the 6+1. Daruma is better for Powerhouse, but even here it works just good. Now here are the example teams. I obviously made them with Gear 4 because I know that a lot of you guys luckily have him. I don't. You have this new toy, you want to take him for a run, you want to have fun with him. Well, here's the team. You obviously need to have Violet if you want to go with that specific strategy that I told you guys. If not, well, good luck, because I don't know how you're going to do it, because you have to take 2 hits from Luffy. And yeah, that Violet is the only one that's going to save you from that. That's why I said Fighter have a very bad situation here. You can still make it somehow. You would have to see how, because Luffy gives you 3 turns before attacks you, and you cannot use any specials to reduce damage or whatever. You cannot even use your Luffys to do that. That's pretty awful. As the deck subs here, you on the calculation, as you can see, I'm not even using Hideo special. I'm just using Koala, and that's more than enough. Just meaning that Hideo, you don't have to farm him or whatever. He's there only as a dex bit stick, fighter bit stick, and also Koala is not necessary. You can also use another or booster and have a bit stick instead of Koala, since she's a rare recruit, whatever. Same here. I'm using Kizaru, even better, instead of Hideo, and also the last team that works too, because it's not factoring in the fact that Kizaru is boosted, and Kizaru is going to do a lot of damage in his dex. You cannot even bring Beppo and use a Legend Rayleigh as your own leader. Gear 4 friend, and yeah, it works too. Again, you need Violet. I don't have Violet. I have the rest, and that's awful. I wanted to take, I don't know, like a run for Gear 4, because I'm definitely gonna make a video also with all this team I'm showing with those I can. But yeah, this is the fighter one. I have Shooter. Again, Shooter has the most awful thing right here. I have just one team for Shooter that works, maybe. Maybe works. I have no way to test them, obviously. And why so? Because Shooter doesn't have a sailor and special. Like someone that has a sailor resist, rewind, and a special that reduces cooldown reduction. That reduces cooldown. So Shooter definitely have the worst part of the thing. And this is the only team I thought I would put here, just because there's no need to put anything else, really. Shooter, I'm pretty sure there's a good team that works for Shooter too, but if you have another option, definitely change to another option, because there's definitely nothing much to do with Shooters. Now it's the time for Strikers. Again, I'm a little let down by Strikers, but it's, well, not their fault. It's Bandai's fault, because Strikers have a very awesome team. Like I said, Nekomamushi is definitely one of my most wanted ones. But the problem here is there's only one unit that does the sailor ability and the special that reduces the cooldown, and that's Intelligent Crocodile, which is, by the way, boosted too in the event, which is awesome. And yeah, that's it. You need to have Intelligent Crocodile. If not, you have to go the other path, like I told you before. As Paralysis Remover, you have Quick Toy Soldier again, pretty awful. Intelligent Shiraoshi from the Fortnite, which is pretty nice. And that's it. So I told some months ago in my Discord, by the way, if you're not there, feel free to join. Guys, farm Shiraoshi, because she's going to help you if you want to use Striker in the Monster Tree event. And some people heard me and now have a max Shirahoshi just thanks to that. And as rare recruit, we have Intelligent Nami and Simon Sherry. These two are the best paralysis remover, because you can use Nami at 10 if you have them both max, obviously. You can use Nami at 10 turns already, and she's gonna remove 2 turns of paralysis, which is what you want, which is enough. Also, Simon Sherry, that removes 3 turns of paralysis at 8 turns cooldown. They're both freaking amazing, and they're going to help you a lot for this. Now, these example teams I have right here are pretty straightforward. Double Nekomamushi, it's gonna be awesome, but you can also use a Virgo as your own captain in his decks, and also you have some boost units like Croc and Smoker. Smoker is there as a damage reducer because, like I told you always want a damage reducer, especially if you don't have Crocodile as an example. And Hawkins is there just to give you matching orbs, because you use Hawkins and then you use a friend Nekomamushi, that's full matching orbs. You don't need anything extra. It's pretty straightforward. It's pretty awesome. And that's the one team I have for strikers. I'm pretty sure I had two. But yeah, you can just put Virgo there. It's going to work just fine. Or Lovey too, even better. Free Spirit. Well, good luck if you're using Free Spirit, because Free Spirit has no one that has a Sailor that resists Rewind, and then a special that reduces cooldown. So with Free Spirit, there's no much to do. I have some paralysis removers listed, but you're not even going to need them, because you have to resist the hits. You're forced to resist the hits. Now, luckily, Luffy has some built-in damage reduction. You can use the Polar Tank to have a bigger HP pool than what I'm showing you right now, because I'm using the Flying Dutchman in the calculations. Like I told you, nobody has Cotton Candy too, so keep that in mind. That's very key to that too. And also, you can also factor in some damage reduction sockets. You never know. So with that, you're capable of resisting simply because Rare Recruit Ivankov. Rare Recruit Ivankov, you really need it for this, because keeping in mind that you're not guaranteed to reach Luffy with full HP, but even if you reach him with full HP, you go in, and then you have to take 2 hits from Luffy, 1 or 2 hits from the Dugong, then burst while using Ivankov, resist the 10k you're gonna get, and luckily Ivankov is gonna heal you up some. Also, you can also use the Polar Tank heal if you get to the necessary HP. But yeah, it's gonna struggle a little for Spirit, sadly. So good luck with that. Now, moving on from Free Spirit, I have Cerebral right here. Cerebral has no free-to-play option for a unit that has a Sailor ability that removes. Now, onto Cerebral, we have no free-to-play option for a unit that has a Sailor ability that resists Special Rewind, and then a special to reduce cooldown. So we are gonna use Haruta or Rare Violet, and I put Haruta in because he's definitely slightly more common, at least I guess. And yeah, for the rest, it's pretty straightforward. For the paralysis removers, there's a bunch of very nice units that I've already named, because this is the second class, so Strikers, Lasher being here already. And in fact, we have Ambush Shanks as an option that I took into consideration. Now, why am I putting Ambush Shanks instead of Croc as a leader when I consider having Croc for this team to be very functional? Well, the thing is, while it is true that most of these teams, like all of these teams, kill Luffy easily, you don't have any guarantee yet until we can do some extra testing, better testing. While it is true that all these teams kill Luffy when you put them in damage calculator, while it is true that when you guys make, while it is true that when you're gonna check a team in a damage calculator, it's gonna kill the boss, you also have to factor in the fact that they have to survive the whole stage, and that's what I was thinking about while making this. That's why I put Shanks there, because I know that with Shanks you're gonna kill stage 1, 2, and all the rest. While putting Croc, I had my doubts on that. And that's the same thing I did with the other teams too. There is obviously some testing that is needed to do that we can't, sadly, but this is as realistic as I can get with teams. Now, the strategy here is pretty straightforward. Khalifa is there to survive the 20k hit from Luffy. You have to resist no hit from Luffy. Yeah, you can go pretty straightforward in and just let one turn pass. Haruta, Shanks, Inu, Drake, Khalifa, Croc, and just destroy him like there's no tomorrow. Also, I suggest you go in with something like you actually have to go in with something somewhere around 50% HP or lower. Better if lower, because you want to use Inu special in order to have less than 10% of your HP. You want to have less than 10%, so that Khalifa procs and she's gonna nullify the damage from Luffy. Okay, we're almost done, guys. We are driven finally, I'm dying really. Now, with Driven, you don't have many options because there is nobody with a Sailor and a Special that resists the Special Rewind and helps the others too. And also with the Paralysis, you only have two options. One is free to play if you were there with the BLITZ event, and the other one is Rare Recruit. You have them on screen. The free to play is beside Zoro, and the Rare Recruit is in Dagama. Now, the strategy with this is tanking the hits. You can make it through that. Obviously, I, as usual, have the Flying Dutchman in my calculations because with the Flying Dutchman, well, that's the one you want to run for sure because you want to have extra XP and use as less gems as possible. But if you have no other option, go with something that boosts your HP slightly more and attack too, obviously, for your team because you're gonna struggle a lot otherwise. Now here you have the team. You have Double Fuji, besides Zoro, Dex Doffy that's boosted too, Caesar boosted again, and Smoker there as a damage reducer and a nice speed stick. Smoker is actually pretty nice because one is boosted, so you don't have to consider his cooldown and stuff. He's boosted, so you know he's gonna have the special ready. Second, he's a nice damage reducer, and third, since he's boosted, he's gonna hit pretty hard. So Smoker is a very solid option for both strikers and Driven in my opinion, and also Dex teams if you're gonna go with a type team. Now, the strategy here is using Double Fuji to do shit ton of damage with the HP cut. And then Zoro special to give you 3 matching orbs and some attack boost with the special, or using Caesar right away for the attack boost and then using Zoro for the guaranteed orbs, and then using Doffy for the orb boost. Zoro is not necessary. Zoro is there just because I was showing you guys the units that could remove paralysis, but since we have nobody that has the Sailor that resists, you can change Zoro for Kobe as an example, or somebody else that gives you at least the 2 Dex matching orbs. That's all you need. That's all you actually want to go for. The other team I have for Driven is pretty much the same, built the same. You also have Moria there to have another Dex unit that can hit hard, but you can use your own Caesar as a leader if you have him. This is pretty free to play. You can also change Zoro for Kobe, and that's a very good free to play option. Now here, Driven also has a free to play option. Not very free to play because you need Caesar, that's a rare recruit, but that's the only one you really need, and even then you don't even need it too much because even with another Driven leader, you still have the attack boost from the side Zoro potentially there. But the thing is, Caesar is also boosted from the event, so he's very helpful not only on the burst turn but also in the other stages. Caesar is definitely gonna help you a lot. Also with the combo with Moria and besides Zoro, you're gonna have 4 Dex orbs guaranteed. That's pretty awesome, honestly. This is a very good team, and as long as it's not free to play, only requiring 1 rare recruit for the hardest event, I think that's a very nice feat for Driven. That's a very good team. The only bad thing is you're not gonna have the very large HP pool you have with double Fujitora, but if you can get to Luffy with around 20k HP, you are pretty safe. You can survive with or good Hody heal and stuff like that. So definitely be careful and be sure to have nice candy on your team. Last of the list is Powerhouse. Now Powerhouse is very interesting because it's the team that has, well, it's notorious because of Hody to be very fast. And luckily for me, I do have Hody, but I lack some of the very key units that make this a joke. Now, there's only one unit for Powerhouse. Well, luckily they have the unit to do so that has a silver ability. There's this rewind and a special that reduces cooldown, and that is Quick Wild Zoro. That is in the relic shop right now. Now, that's free to play unit, but not really. I don't consider it very free to play because it costs 10k ray points, and many free to play players don't really have any chance of reaching such a high amount of ray points. Especially if you consider buying the Powerhouse ship, Rocketman. Yeah, I don't know why I couldn't remember Rocketman. Flying Dutchman. I don't know, some other wild guys like Wild Sanji or Relic Shop Corazon. Both very good options. So you might not have enough free points. And just an example, I bought all 4 of these guys. Now I bought Wild Zoro too. because I want to do some runs with Powerhouse, but I have like just 3k rate points and I haven't paid to play, so I'm just thinking about guys free to play might have very hard times, and I got 3 dupe legends, so that's a good stream of rate points in the end. Now, as paralysis remover, you only have 2 options: free to play 1, only 1 Fortnite strength Beppo, 3 turns of paralysis removal, pretty nice, and also a rare recruit Dex Dharma, which is such an awesome rare recruit, and I hope I'm gonna get him one day, who knows. Anyway, here's the first team I'm showing you that's definitely not free to play friendly. I'm just showing you what this team can do, and I'm pretty sure this is the best team for this because you have 4 boosted units in one team, and that's freaking scary. And I'm just considering having the Flying Dutchman, not even the Rocketman. You're gonna hit so hard everyone you find on this stage with 3 different colors. That's pretty scary in my opinion. The 2 Hodys are gonna do a lot of damage, and you're gonna use 1 Hody as your cooldown reducer over and over and over during the stage. Well, Fuji is pretty awesome. We had the raid just yesterday at Alpha Stamina, so I'm pretty sure all of you guys maxed him. And then there's Feature Lucci, which most don't have. I don't have him neither, and he is pretty scary for this also because he's boosted, so that's pretty nice. Now, well, this team, there's not much to say. You just kill, you go in, pretty much. Okay, I'm gonna have a sort of professional thing going on. You go in, 3 turns of paralysis, 2 turns of special rewind. Zoro resists special rewind right away. You can use Zoro right away because he has. Let me check because I'm not too sure. Zoro, you go in and kill right away. You don't have to wait even the single turn. For Powers, there's something weird going on now, because while Dharma also has the attack boost built in, which is awesome, so you can use your Lucci as an example if you have him. He only has 2 turns of paralysis removal, and you need 3 turns to go right in and remove them. You can still solve that 1 turn, but like we said, skipping only 1 turn is a sin for this. But anyway, it's just a joke. You can even just use Zoro right as soon as you go in, then wait a turn, use Dharma, or use Dharma, then wait a turn, and then do the burst. Like use Hody, Fuji, and 1. No, actually, yeah, you wait a turn, then use Dharma because he's your attack booster, then Lucci, Hody, and Fuji, and you go in and kill. You want to use 1 Hody because he's going to have 90% damage reduction, and 1 Hody has to be max. You don't have to touch him ever during the stages, while the other Hody, you can use him whenever you want. Actually, you use the Hody you want for the last just once when you go in, because he's going to be maxed already. As soon as you go in, he's going to have the special ready, the first stage. So if you want, you can even use him to reduce the cooldowns even more. That's so scary, my gosh. But anyway, this is pretty straightforward. It's the same as before. You go in. Actually, this one is even better because you go in and you use your specials right away and you kill him right away. You go in, use Zoro. You have all specials ready again. Use Beppo. Nobody's paralyzed again. Go raid Fuji. You have 3 matching orbs. You have and orb boost. Go raid 3 twice Sanji. You have attack boost on, and then you use Hody, so you have damage reduction, and you also kill the Dugong. Now the 2 Hodys are boosted and Fujitora is boosted, so even if it shows just 2.8 million on the damage, and also I'm using the Flying Dutchman and not Rocketman, that has 1.55, which is just slightly more damage, but it's still more damage. You're gonna hit around 3 mil on Luffy or even more, kill him, he revives, and you just use Hody to kill the Luffy, and then the others attack normally to kill the 4 Dugongs. That's it. GG. That's it. Good game. That's pretty fast. Yeah, Hody's there to survive the hit with 90% damage reduction. You survive him. Also, I put his HP at 10% of the HP you're gonna have, around 10%, and it's still 9k. He's obviously gonna stop at 10k HP because you have max auto heal, and that's all you can do. You're gonna take the damage, heal 1k, and go, like, you're just gonna stay there with double Hody. Now, this was it for the classes, guys. I'm gonna hit you with more videos later on today or tomorrow. Maybe I'm gonna also want to make another video at least for the Zoro event. Also because I didn't want to stack up everything in one single video because it's just such a huge amount of information, and also it would have been very boring for me to edit it, and I was afraid that I would have released it too late. So yeah, I hope you enjoyed it, and I hope you have at least one of these teams, a combination on something that you can create with your own mind that's gonna work for you guys. And also good luck with the event, because I think this one is gonna be very competitive, especially for the Luffy part of the event. Also, if you like the video, be sure to drop a like. That would be very appreciated. And also, if you're not subscribed, consider subscribing for more content that has to come in the future in this awesome 2018, starting with a BLITZ battle and an all-nighter or two that we have to pull just to get at least one new legend. Well, guys, thanks for watching. See you on the next videos. Bye-bye. Ciao, pizza. And yeah, that's pretty much it. Also, there's these other variations. It's the one that I will use. Okay, now you have a turn of special. Special? They're ready too. Your whole. I'll do another one with this if I come up with extra teams. And also, I want to make one, at least for the Zoro. Okay,